Hi everybody, so today I wanted to do a quick review on the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to quickly explain the differences between the Naked 1 and then the Naked 2. I'm going to first explain the products that come with it as like little gifts or extras. The first product that is different is that the Urban Decay Naked 1 comes with a primer potion. This is an amazing primer for any type of like skin type. I find that it works on the oiliest of skin as far as the driest of skin, so I think that this is an all-around amazing product and would really recommend it in the full size as well. Then for the Naked 2, it comes with a lip gloss instead of the primer potion. This is the Urban Decay Lip Junkie in the shade Naked, and it's really cute. It's a non-sticky lip gloss that has more of like a sheer rosy tone. Instead of having a very intense color, it's actually pretty sheer, and then it just comes in like a squeeze tube container, which is very easy for on the go. And that's pretty much the difference between those. Then it does come with a brush. Now, Urban Decay Naked 1 comes with a standard like concealer flat top style brush. Then the Urban Decay Naked 2, which this is going to get confusing, keeping repeating those names. But the Naked 2 comes with a double-ended brush, a standard concealer brush, which is slightly thinner than the Urban Decay Naked 1. And then a crease brush, which I absolutely love. I love this brush because this is a synthetic brush, so it works really well with cream products as well. So the concealer side would work well for cream bases, packing on eyeshadow, cleaning up underneath your eyebrow with concealer, applying actual concealer to your under eye area. It works really good for multiple things. It even is small enough that you can get like a smoky, like not super defined, but a like very tight line of eyeliner if you use like a dark black and you just want to smoke it out along your lash line. It works really well for that. I used it for my underneath, like my lower lash line, and it works really well and gives you a concentrated amount of color. And then the other side, which is a like crease brush, works really well for in the crease, and then also works really well if you want to do concealer, maybe highlighting on the cheekbone. There's multiple uses for this, and I would really recommend it. Onto the palettes, because that's the main focus of this review. I'm going to quickly explain the differences between the Naked 1 and the Naked 2, just because I find that when you're looking at the Naked 2 or the Naked 1, you really want to know which one out of the sets that you want to get. Now, they do have a third one, which I don't have right now. It is the Naked 3, and it has more rose tone colors, but I'm just going to compare these two. The first difference is packaging-wise. Now, I'm going to just list off the differences. The first is that the Naked 2 comes with a metallic container with more of like a bronze lettering. It's like a metal, and then the inside is plastic, and the mirror on this one takes up the whole top part of the palette. And then again, it just has that standard like where you would put your brush, or you can even put eyeliners in there if you didn't want to bring the brush. And then the Naked 1 has that like velvety suede with the gold lettering. The lettering actually kind of like chips off, which I don't really like. And then it has like a cardboard container with a smaller mirror inside, and then again the place to put your brush. And I really do like this one, but I find that the Naked 2 palette is actually more sturdy, so I would recommend this if you're going to be traveling with it a lot, because this is actually a good palette as far as like how sturdy it is, just to keep in your suitcase or your carry-on. So I do really think that this is the better option if you were deciding which one you would want to take traveling. As far as the colors, the differences is actually that this one comes with 3 matte shades instead of 2. It comes with Tease, Foxy, and Blackout, and Blackout is actually a super intense black. I really do love it, and it's a really good black for lining the eyes because it's super intense. Some blacks I find are either like so unpigmented that they almost can count as like a gray, and then some blacks are super intense like this but aren't like easy to blend. But this one is like the best of both worlds. It's super pigmented and easy to blend, and I just really think that they formulated this particular eyeshadow really well, and I would recommend getting this honestly just for that eyeshadow. But as far as the other eyeshadows in the palette, I do really like Foxy, which is like a light beige, which works really nice because a lot of people don't like to use shimmer on the brow bone. So it's really nice to have a highlight color that's matte. And they do have Booty Call, which is still a light shimmery color that is actually good to still use as a highlight if you wanted more of a shimmer to your highlight. And then Tease is more of like a plummy purple. Half Baked has been in the Urban Decay Naked palette and now in the Naked 2. So it is a color that carries over, so that's the only color that I would say I kind of wish they added something different, just because I feel also it doesn't go with the theme of the Naked 2, which is more of like cool tone colors. As far as like my favorites, I would say these like 4 right here would be Suspect, Pistol, Verb, and YDK. So these 4 right here, just because I find that I really like the texture of these eyeshadows. They're super buttery and they are full-size eyeshadows, so you are getting more bang for your buck as far as getting a palette versus getting their single eyeshadows, just because it is full-size and you're getting 12 for $52 along with a brush and then with a lip gloss. So they are worth it and I really would recommend this palette. The only thing that I would say is if you are somebody who likes more of like a dark smoky eye, you're not going to really like this palette, because even today, if you can see, my eyes aren't super dark and smoky, and I did actually use Busted. I didn't use Blackout, but I used Busted, and I did use the other colors in this palette, which don't give you that kind of intense smoky eye that I'm used to. But other than that, it is a good palette. I would actually recommend this if you have a more like fair skin tone, because it does have that very like light tone to it. I just find that these colors, although they would show up on darker skin tones, won't give darker skin tone women and men the kind of depth that you would want in your eye makeup. So I would say that if you are going to get this, if you are darker skin tone, you will need separate colors outside of this palette just to add depth, because the only color that really will add depth for you if you have a darker skin tone is Blackout, and not everybody likes to use a straight black in their crease to add depth. Sometimes that can be a little too harsh. So I do think it's a good palette, but I would recommend it more for fair skin tone ladies. And then the Naked One I would recommend if you have more of like a medium to dark skin tone, just because it has more of those smoky colors, so it really will complement your skin tone and like eyes better, in my opinion. But to each their own. They can work for both, and I would still recommend both of them. I would say if you want, just get both, because even though they are $52, they are well worth it for the amount that you're getting. So I hope that cleared a couple things up. I know it wasn't a super in-depth review. I didn't want it to be. I just wanted it to be kind of a layout of what you're really getting in this palette, which is cool tone colors that aren't as like smoky or intense as the original Naked palette. So I hope that helped, and if you have any other questions, you can email me or leave a comment below, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. I will have a link to Sephora.com as well as the Urban Decay website below, so that you guys can go check out these palettes if you want, and then you can also check out the Naked 3, which I will be doing a review on once I get that. So I hope you guys enjoyed again, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everybody!